In a series of importance in your life, who comes first?
Hey, how's everybody doing? This is going to be one of the first videos I think that I actually really talk in. The topic I wanted to talk about was, what would you do in the scenario of you are opening your passenger car door for your wife or your mother, and they both rush to get in the passenger seat? Who do you give it to? And at the end she was like, is it mother? Who comes first in importance? Mother, daughter, or wife? And I still carry this opinion. I really think that in that scenario, your mother should definitely get that seat. And the reason why is because if she's in the picture and she loves you and she cares about you and you love and care about your mother, you get the picture, right? If she's part of the picture, then she should get that seat. And it should be obvious to the wife and to yourself, being the man in the situation, the son and the husband. There should be no question about it. Your mother should be getting a seat. Now, I also said something a little slick. I said something like, what is the point of, like, what type of woman is going to be taking that passenger seat? What wife is gonna, like, think to herself, I deserve that seat over his mother? Like I said, if you and your mother are in good standing, you both love each other, and your mother's part of the picture, that your wife has to be on some weird tip. Like, she has to be in it for the money. That's such a big red flag. And I said a lot of that. If I have a guy friend and we're riding with my mom for some reason, he's going in the trunk. You should know, especially if you're my wife, you should know to get in that back seat with my daughter. Wouldn't that be perfect? And my mother gets the passenger seat. I want to say maybe experienced. Like, you got to be experienced in order to. But you don't need experience for that. That's just common sense. And that's common knowledge, man. Like, let's say all the genders are reversed and you're a wife. That hubby should be in the back seat, man. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. Like, period. Period, point blank. If anybody wants to fight me about that, write me in the comments. I will respond to every comment that I get. Her second question was, who comes first in importance? Who's more important to you? Who do you love more? And those type of questions I don't like, because those type of questions you can kind of manipulate and spin in any type of direction you want. So let's say my wife, she's not like all happy and perky like she usually is, right? Just she's off. And like she's talking to her mother about it or her father about it, and she's talking to them on the phone and stuff, and like trying to cope with whatever situation she's going through, keeping you out of the picture. At that point, like, let's say, what is your mother more important than me? Oh, do you love your mother more than me? It's like that. Based on that question that she asked, it's like, no, you can't be. That's not the same thing. That's not fair. Now, importance is something different too. For this question of who's most important, it's like, who are you putting before yourself? Already, that's a trivial question. We already know that. So we'll put that aside, right? Let's say it's a legit question. It's not, but it's like, let's say it is. I'm not gonna answer. Say it's based on the situation. Because you want to base it on importance, right? I'll base it on the situation. So you tell me, between mother, daughter, and wife, if they were all hostage, and they said, this guy, these guys had guns aimed at him or whatever, or this one guy had a gun aimed at him, and you don't know how many you could save. You can probably save all three. You don't know, but you're just rushing in. Who are you grabbing first? Is my analogy. That's what I'm getting to. And based on responsibility, I'd have to go for my daughter first. You can take it to a statistic level, like, oh, my daughter is like 5 years old. She's probably got like 95 more years to go or more, depending on how I raise her and how she lives her life and stuff. Wife is like halfway there, and then mother is like a quarter. Like, you can take it. So it's got to be this. Like, you can do all that. I don't do all that. I go based off, like, let's say between those three, who's my responsibility? Who am I responsible for? If remember, God's first, right, in my life. So if God's looking at me and looking at the situation, and He sees me, and He's waiting for me to make that move, who am I gonna save first? Well, like, put yourself in those shoes. Who do you expect, that husband, that man, that son? Who do you expect to save first? Who do you expect him to save first? Obviously, it's gonna be your daughter. I didn't expect much from TikTok, anyways, but it was definitely a topic that I wanted to talk about, and I've been wanting to talk to somebody for a while, and I haven't made a podcast, so I would definitely ask you to put that in the comments. Any questions you have, any like scenarios or something. I know there was like there's like five old people tied to a railroad, and there's a train coming like a million miles an hour, and you could readjust it, but then there's like a kid on the other track or something. So you kill five old people or one kid. Don't forget to drop that like, because that really helps me out a lot. Vega out.